My next guest has got a huge fight coming up here against Andrea Lee, coming up here at UFC 256 on December 12th. It is Gillian Robertson back here on the program. Gillian, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Getting ready. I think there's 17 days out today, so I'm hyped.
Yeah, no, it's a really, really big fight, like I mentioned. Before we get into that, there's a big fight in your division over the weekend, Valentina Shevchenko, Jennifer Maia. What did you think of that performance? Because I know it seemed like the big narrative coming out was that Jennifer Maia might have won that second round. But what did you think of Valentina?
I think that's kind of funny how like the big news coming out of it is how Jennifer Maia won one round. Like Valentina had 4 dominant rounds, and it was just 1 round. But I think people are taking that as she's exposed a little bit. It kind of showed how she is off her back, and if a good jiu-jitsu player is able to get her there, what might happen.
Yeah, well, there you go. And that's sort of your bread and butter. So maybe some foreshadowing. But it looks like Andrade and Shevchenko is going to be next. How do you look at that fight from a style perspective? Because Andrade has really good stand-up. We saw that against Caitlin Chukagian in her flyweight debut.
Andrade actually surprised me against Caitlin Chukagian. I didn't think she was going to be able to come up to the flyweight division with so much power and be able to put a girl down like her. So, I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. And Andrade has also got great wrestling. You saw the way she was throwing rows, and then she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu too, so she's well-rounded. I feel like it's a tough matchup for Valentina.
Let's talk about your last fight. Nice win over Polyana Botello. I know you would have liked to finish, but you still got a win in that one. Were you pretty happy with your performance in that one?
I guess obviously I wanted to finish. That's my goal every time. I'm not trying to make these fights hard for me. I'm trying to get in and out of there as quick as possible. So it would have been nice with the finish, but other than that, I guess you could say I had fun. I went out there and I did my thing, and I had fun doing it.
Excellent. Okay, well, that makes sense. And is this sort of the right amount of time in between fights? I know you like to keep active. At least you got another one in this year, right?
Oh, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted, the type of timeline that I need and that I'm hoping to get from now on.
And I mentioned off the top fighting Andrea Lee, and the reason I mentioned she's notable, I mean, obviously she, made a mark for herself in LFA, and, she's come in here, got a couple nice wins, but on a bit of a losing streak. How do you feel like you match up against her here?
I definitely feel like it's an exciting matchup for me. She was honestly since I was an amateur, she's been in Invicta and LFA, so it's like I've always kind of looked up to her a little bit. She's one of those girls that's been around for a while, but it's definitely a favorable matchup for me.
She's tough to finish. Does that kind of add a little bit more to the matchup, just knowing that a lot of her losses are usually by decision, where, you finish a lot of your fights?
Oh, yeah, and I feel like she likes to fight, too, so she likes to give you that fight back, and honestly, that's what's going to give me the opportunity to get my finishes, where I feel like Polyana, her goal was to not get finished. She was content with just sitting on her back and getting elbowed. But Andrea, she's going to give me that fight. She's going to want to get up, and that's when I'm going to capitalize. She's
a pretty big flyweight as well, but I was looking sort of at the height and reach. I mean, you guys are kind of similar in that regard. Do you think it probably won't be a factor in this fight? Because I know she sort of towers over her opponents.
I feel like everybody towers over me. Mm-hmm. Almost all my fights, my opponents have size advantages, have reach advantages, but that doesn't matter because, in my gym, I'm technically better than 200-pound guys, and I can manhandle them. Why does 10 pounds make a difference in the girl?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's talk about training camp. Again, I know last time we spoke, it's more of a custom training camp, still working with Dean Thomas. Who are you getting to work with right now?
Still mostly Dean Thomas more than anything else. Jose Shorty Taurus is obviously always a huge part of my camps too. And I've been going to Gamblers Jiu-Jitsu as well, working with Amanda Aliquin. She's a high-level black belt, world champion black belt. So it's been great to get work all around.
That's excellent. Now, Shorty Taurus, if I'm not mistaken, was he not helping Lex McMahon, or at least he was part of Lex's camp for that awesome fight that he won last week at, how old is he, 45? It was crazy.
Yeah, Shorty was part of that whole camp. I believe he was in the corner even, and he was commentating that fight. But Lex went out there and just banged. That was awesome to watch.
I was. And then just the shot at the end where you just see him congratulate. And then he cracked open a cigar right after that. That's pretty cool. So.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome to watch.
If the UFC would let you, do you think you'd ever join up after one of your wins?
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm doing the second I get back to the hotel room.
Exactly. Good thinking. So did you get to work much with Shorty? Because again, like you said, he was with Lex. So obviously he's back now, but I'm sure that was part of the camp that was missing was having him as a training partner.
Actually, when he was with Lex, I was in Abu Dhabi at that time. So
that's right. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
Yeah, so I never really, he was gone anyway.
Fair enough. How's the weight cut going?
Weight cut's usually never too much of a problem for me. This time, a little bit after my Pollyanna fight, I shot up on my weight, ate a little bit too unhealthy, but we're getting back down there. I'm like 137 this morning, so it's really, it's never too much of a problem. Last time I actually got it to the point where I was 127, like 2 weeks out from the fight, so I didn't even have a weight cut last time, and this time I'm hoping that I can get close to that as well.
Well, it's easier this time too, not as much travel, right? You're just going to Vegas, so it's not, it's still like a decent like travel time, but not going to Abu Dhabi, right? It's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, and not as many COVID tests too either.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. What are you missing right now during camp? Because you said you indulged a bit after the fight. What's sort of your go-to?
Oh, everything.
There's a lot of good food in Florida, right? Yeah.
I'm a big sweets person though, so any type of candy, like Starburst, Jolly Ranchers, those have been my go-to lately.
Same edibles though too. Do you like your edibles and aside from smoking?
I feel like that's been the problem for me. Edibles give me the munchies like nothing else.
Yeah.
So I've been taking edibles and then like an hour later eating everything I own.
See, the key is you got to put like healthy food around you, and then you'll eat that and maybe put like some seasoning on it, so at least it like balances out, like some cashews or some almonds or something, right? So.
Yeah, but when you're high, that's not exactly the food that you're looking for.
Yeah, candy or whatever, like you were saying there. Dean Thomas, I assume, is going to be in your corner. Who else will be in the cage with you that night?
I will have Jose Shorty Taurus in my corner as well
Nice.
that night. Yeah, so we're going to have our whole squad out there. It'll be awesome.
Good stuff. How's the fight playing out on the 12th? How do you envision it playing out?
I feel like all my fights, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. Popular. I get it. Yeah.
No matter what, all my fights, I'm looking for the finish. I'm never trying to go the full 15 minutes. And if I do, then it's like my last fight where I just didn't have enough time to finish. I was dominating the whole time. So that's what we're going for every time. Just trying to get in and out of there as quick as possible.
You were telling me off air that your family celebrates both Canadian and American Thanksgiving. So did you get to enjoy Canadian Thanksgiving, or were like being in the States? You probably can't, right? Because no one else is celebrating.
I believe that was my fight week.
Oh,
Canadian
right. Okay. So you're basically missing 2 Thanksgivings this year, right?
Yeah, exactly. Too close to fights. Got to focus on my weight cut. I think I know during Canadian Thanksgiving I was in Abu Dhabi at the time. It might have been either fight day or fight week, but this time I'm back to cutting weight again. So I haven't got a chance to do either Thanksgiving this year.
Are you going to load up on turkey then for Christmas, I guess, or what's the plan there? Because you're missing out, right?
Yeah, it's more about the family time and anything else. So, it's like a lot of times you go and you hang out with family, you're just sitting there, you feel awkward just watching everybody else eat.
No, for sure. No, I totally get that for sure. Now, when you do like the holidays and stuff, do you see your family in the States? Like they're in Florida, right? So you probably don't go back to Canada.
No, most of my family is in Florida now. My grandparents do live up in Canada still, but usually they're coming down here, if anything.
Are they going to be impacted by COVID, I wonder? Because I know even for me, I haven't been to the States since March. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the situation will be, but I guess they won't be coming down for Thanksgiving, I know, but maybe Christmas.
Well, there you go. We'll have to see what happens. In the meantime, we got to watch this card, UFC 256, December 12th. Gillian, always appreciate the time. I know you got to get to training. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, the floor is yours.
Just, of course, always thanking Dean Thomas, Jose Shorty Taurus, my head coach and main training partner. Shout out to Vitacan, one of my main sponsors. And just go ahead and watch me get my hand raised on December 12th.